Well, Paul Gill names the same side that started at Blackburn on Monday night. Andreas Johansson has recovered from a knock on the knee, so he supports Jason Roberts again. Henri Camara is on the bench after returning from a family funeral. Another sub, Matt Jackson, had a loan spell at Birmingham 10 years ago. Austrian international Paul Scharner was a target for Steve Bruce, and he looked all set for St Andrews before joining Wigan. Well, Birmingham lost Stephen Clement and Nicky Butt with hamstring injuries during Tuesday's win over Bolton, but there are timely returns for Muzzy Izzet and Chris Sutton. And Matthew Upson is on the bench as Steve Bruce sticks with a defence that's kept back-to-back clean sheets for the first time this season. Yuri Yarashik is the top scorer, but he couldn't half do with some help. Birmingham's win over Bolton on Tuesday moved them out of the relegation zone for the first time since October. At the moment, it's 2 out of 3. Birmingham, West Brom, Portsmouth, Premiership or Championship over the next 30 days. Destinies will be decided. This is another crucial game in the relegation run-in, and Howard Webb is about to get it started, and it's Wigan who will kick off. Graham Kavanagh immediately seeking out Lee McCulloch, but Jermaine Pennant guarding him. Birmingham with a miserable away record, but Wigan don't actually have the best of home records, and it's an early free kick for the visitors.
He did very well, didn't he, Pennant? I talked about the battle between him and Baines, and I really think this will be crucial to the outcome of this game. I think if Leighton Baines gets a grip of Jermaine Pennant, then maybe Wigan will be able to get forward down their left-hand side. But if Pennant begins to dictate matters, he'll certainly provide quality into the danger area.
Well, what an early chance for Birmingham. Jermaine Pennant can't clear Jimmy Bullard. It's back towards him. Helped out by Izzet. And now Chris Sutton, who's missed the last 7 games with a hip problem.
I think it's going to be a really good battle, you know, between the two up top for Birmingham, Heskey and Sutton, and the two centre-backs for Wigan, Scharner and Deseo. All very, very competitive players. Very strong, very powerful. Certainly not going to be one for the faint-hearted today, that's for sure.
Birmingham bidding to win back-to-back Premiership games for the first time this season. Tebele's throw, Heskey charging in. Now Pennant. It's booted out by Leighton Baines. And he meant it.
Yeah, not the most cultured clearance I think I've seen. Just trying to blast that off the back of Jermaine Pennant and win a throw in for his side, but it's not to start this for Birmingham, just taking the attack to Wigan.
Sutton, away by Paul Scharner, who might have been a Birmingham City player, came close to joining them. Wigan can't get out of their own half at the moment. Cunningham. Poor clearance from Baines that time. Here's Yarashik, who scored that stunner against Bolton midweek. Sadler. Sorted out by Chimbonda. Jason Roberts chasing Martin Taylor. And skipping away from Martin Taylor. Roberts has got Johansson in the middle, but Cunningham easily able to intercept.
Well, a better ball from Jason Roberts, and Birmingham City are in trouble there. Certainly had enough players springing forward to be enough of a threat.
Hoisted high by Teal and McCulloch.
Did very well, didn't he, Jason Roberts, initially down that right-hand side. I do think that Martin Taylor ought to have dealt with this better than he did. I think he needs to be positive. That's when he needs to really slide it back either to Kenny Cunningham or his goalkeeper. Once you deliberate, you know, Roberts won't give you a moment's peace, and then the opportunity just went away from them slightly because the ball from Jason Roberts is not the best.
Martin Taylor was rather relieved that it wasn't the best.
Well, I was talking to Steve before the game, and you know, one of the things that he was pleased about was a lot better defensively the last 2 games than they have been of late. We saw them absolutely destroyed against Liverpool the other week, and you look at some of the goals they conceded. I mean, it's just not acceptable at this level.
Chimonda, Roberts, Teal. Johnson patrolling the left side of midfield today. Johansson, who did receive a knock on his knee at Blackburn and was a slight doubt for this game, but he has made it. Wigan unchanged. Still rankled by some of the decisions that went against them at Ewood Park. We won't get Paul Jewell started on that again, though.
He's sort of still venting his spleen somewhat in his room before the game, wasn't he? He's still not very happy. So, I think the one thing that Paul is hoping for is that his side really do finish the season strongly. I mean, they've done absolutely brilliant, really, to be in the position that they are. So got to the Millennium Stadium in the Carling Cup final. So. A lot of credit, a lot of praise has gone to Paul and his team, and rightly so. Been outstanding, really, their contribution to the Premier League.
Heskey's onside. Sutton in the middle. Sadler. Kavanagh screening his defence. Baines up towards Roberts, who's certainly giving Tebberley and Cunningham concern.
He's a handful, he really is. You know, you can be as direct as you want, because Jason Roberts won't give up. He'll put defenders under pressure. We've seen it already on a couple of occasions. Had a great season, hasn't he, in terms of goals, but also his contribution to the team.
Scored his 14th of the season at Blackburn. Pennant, and a stumble from De Zeu, but Chris Sutton unable to connect. He will, however, get a corner out of it.
A bit messy, wasn't it, from both De Zeu and Chris Sutton. This is a new playing surface, and you can see one or two players a little bit unsure about their footing. But, maybe that's just rustiness on behalf of Chris Sutton. Short of match practice, of course, being out in recent weeks.
Though could have a big part to play in the run-in. Pennant delivers over the head of Heskey. Jarosik unable to make the most of it. Johnson. Martin Taylor is still in there. And Phelan forced to turn that one away from Sutton.
That is a great save, because Chris Sutton takes this very early. I don't think John Phelan expects this strike coming in from Chris Sutton. It's a fabulous save, it really is. They just keep it ball alive. Taylor does exceptionally well, but that really comes out of no real space from Chris Sutton. Terrific strike.
Tebberley's long throw and Sutton's presence has earned Birmingham another corner.
Well, they started well, Birmingham. They're much the better side. Wigan haven't really had a foothold so far in this game. But actually, when you look at Steve's side, Ian, it's a very attacking looking side. You know, even the two central midfielders, is it we've just seen in shot there, Jarosik, both players that like to get forward.
So Jermaine Pennant will try again, over the head of Sutton, and a big chance for Tebberley.
That is a corner. Referee's got it wrong. I'm not sure what he's pointing at there, because that's a flick away from the post. I don't think it's going in. I think it might have just gone past that far post, but Leighton Baines, he wasn't going to take any chances with that. He had to deal with it. Steve Hughes is furious down on the touchline there.
Here's Martin Taylor. Pennant. Can he come up with a pass that would matter? He has for Heskey, and now Chris Sutton. Ooh, just been deflected wide for a corner.
A terrific build-up, wasn't it? Really, really slick, difficult to defend against. Pennant just running at defenders. It's so important that he does that if Birmingham are to win this game. Sutton does well, gets half a yard on the edge of the box, but De Zeu just closes him down. just in time and just a slight deflection. But, once again, Birmingham City taking the game to Wigan, looking the more threatening side.
Pennant's corner. Away by Shana, now Bullard. Harry Teal's going to latch onto this. What a breakaway from Wigan. Roberts played his part. Now it's a Wigan corner off Cunningham.
Big pace, wasn't it, from Teal? That's 2 occasions now where we've seen him just leave defenders quite comfortably. But again, if I had one criticism about Wigan, and they haven't got forward that often, is when they haven't really delivered when they've had decent opportunities.
Jimmy Bullard's corner. Chimbonda. Everyone back to Birmingham, and you can't blame them for that. Here's Leighton Baines, and that should carry to Mike Taylor.
When you're trying to play a ball that straight, you know, there's no real angle, so there's nowhere for players in front of him to run because they're frightened they're going to go offside.
Pennant. Is it? Tebbeli. Olivier Tebbeli was brought into English football by Steve Bruce at Sheffield United a few years ago now. He went to play north of the border for Celtic. Teal, Chimbonda outside of him. Chimbonda leaves it for Teal this time. And Johansson, Muzzy Izzet did enough to knock him out of his stride.
Did well there, Muzzy Izzet, didn't he? Just tidied up when it looked threatening, really. Johansson's got a great first touch when the ball came into the box. This is one of the few occasions where Wigan have managed to get a ball into the final third from that right-hand side. Decent touch, but Izzet doing very, very well. Just making sure he's giving his two centre-backs a bit of protection.
Cunningham's free kick. Shana in front of Sutton. Jason Roberts holding off Tebbeli, and that's going to be a free kick.
Fairly easy one for the referee, I think, to give.
Not hard. Teal held off Johnson. Here's Pascal Chimbonda. Kavanagh. That's a corner.
It's a good battle, you know, from these set pieces at either end. You have a lot of powerful players in and around that penalty spot, all battling to try and get on the end of either a free kick or, on this occasion, a corner. Looking for a good delivery now, these Wigan players, from Jimmy Bullard.
Here it comes from Bullard. McCulloch trying to get near it. Mike Taylor can't quite get to grips with it. Anxious moment for Birmingham. Might be another one now as Bullard launches it again. Dzeu. Kavanagh. Chimbonda has stayed up there.
It wouldn't be a contest, would it? Chimbonda against Sadler. Chimbonda was always going to win that. A decent spring, hasn't he? Likes to get forward, the right back. Great ball from Kavanagh, knew exactly what he was trying to do. Pick out his full back.
Pennant. It's a little loose, and Johansson will step in. Now Lee McCulloch. Jason Roberts chasing. Nobody in the middle for him yet, although Bullard making great strides to get there. Roberts might not need anybody. Tremendous try, matched by Mike Taylor's save.
Oh, what a strike, what a save. But I said at the top, Jason Roberts get the right sort of service down the sides of defenders. He really is a handful, and when he turns and gets at you, then you've got a real problem. That's exactly what happened against Kenny Cunningham there. It's a decent strike, didn't have that many players in support, so he's thinking, why not? Wasn't too far away.
Familiar sight this, another Jimmy Bullard corner.
This is Wigan's best spell. Last 5 minutes have put some real pressure on Birmingham. Really penned them back.
Superb stop from Taylor to foil Roberts. But Wigan hungry at the moment, although that will be a Birmingham throw. Gill just checking on Leighton Baines, who seems to have a slight problem. Heskey, and offside, Yarashik.
Must have been close, must have been close. Front two link up very well, and this is the beauty of when you've got a couple of attacking midfield players who like to get forward. If that ball had come first time, he's definitely onside. As it happens, he comes second time, and I think he's onside. I think they're very, very fortunate there, Wigan. They really are. There's a claim for a handball, possibly so, but I don't think Yarashik is offside, you know.
Simonda. Bounced off Yarashik, and he bounced off Yarashik again, giving Shana a problem.
Sure about the communication levels between the goalkeeper and the centre-back, but hard to get the beat of two there, I think.
Shana, who did the right thing in the end. It's a high one, and Jason Roberts trying to barge Taylor into the net.
Well, again, I think Martin Taylor very nearly paying the price for just not going to deal with this ball. I mean, it's a horrendous one. But, you know, he's 6'4", 6'5". You know, your goalkeeper's not going to come and claim that first time, then you have to deal with that. If you allow it to bounce, then we've said it time and time again, Jason Roberts will put you under pressure.
Here he is again, Roberts, and it could open up here for Wigan. Jimmy Bullard struck it well.
Great strike, really was a clean strike, and it wasn't an easy one for him, you know, because the ball is coming right across the face of him, but he just bides his time, nice and patient, doesn't go and really try and leather it. He just makes sure that he gets a good connection. That isn't far away from sailing in the top corner. You know what good technical ability that Jimmy Bullard possesses. Probably should get more goals from midfield.
We are in the single minute of added on time. Ironic cheers from the home fans as Wigan get a free kick, and Birmingham have got to be careful here right on the stroke of half-time. Ziegler is the man to drill it in. It's come off Yarashik, but there's going to be no time for the corner. It's half-time. Birmingham made a bright start, but Wigan soon came into it. Jason Roberts certainly a handful, an entertaining encounter, but at half-time it is Wigan 0, Birmingham 0.
huge games tomorrow.
That's a magic number.
The first, Chelsea-West Ham, 11:30 a.m.
Absolutely extraordinary.
The second, Liverpool-Bolton, 2 p.m.
Goodness gracious me.
And the third, Man United-Arsenal, 4 p.m.
Awesome. That's the only word to describe it.
3 huge games, 1 Super Sunday, tomorrow from 11:30, Sky Sports 1.
Wish you had the number of a local taxi firm? Call the 118-118 chief.
This week in C-List magazine, the stars revealed their real favourite colours.
Strongbow. Taste that hits a little deeper.
Want fruit? Drink fruit. PJ Smoothies. 100% pure fruit, blended in a bottle.
Discover the true story behind an extraordinary hoax.
How are you going to shoot an alien autopsy?
Not me. Malik.
Malik runs a kebab shop. Everyone on the planet is going to know we're liars.
Yeah, it's not what it looks like. Rich liars, though.
And McPartland, Declan Donnelly.
It's not actually a fake. It's more of a remake.
Alien Autopsy.
At the weekends, I work in a restaurant. I think it's really important, you know, as a waitress, that you smile at the customers. It is really nice to have straight white teeth. Yeah, they're good, but they are sensitive. I picked to go for the Sensodyne Gentle Whitening. I think it definitely makes your teeth whiter. I just find that all in all, it's a good toothpaste. I think if I'm friendly towards the customers, then I kind of hope, you know, they'll leave me a nice tip as well. That is quite cheeky.
FX Premiere. It's not a matter of where, it's a matter of when. Sleeper Cell, a chilling new drama. Premieres next week, only on FX.
Excusez-moi, sergent. Sergent. Je sais que je suis là que depuis 3 jours, mais si ça vous dérange pas, je voudrais partir.
Take our 3-day test drive and you'll know for sure that a Vauxhall's right for you. Contact your local Vauxhall retailer to book yours now.
Lazy Bob! What is this? Still haven't got yourself a new phone? You could connect to T-Mobile on a new Nokia 6280 at phones for you. So, what do you say? With T-Mobile, you could get FIFA World Cup goals on your phone. Why don't you bag one now at Phones for You?
I won't take calls if they hand me down, 'cause once I get started, I go to town. 'Cause I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. Like everybody else. Like everybody else. Like everybody else. Like everybody else.
When good and evil collide,
Take them.
the greatest adventure of all will begin. The Chronicles of Narnia on Disney DVD now.
Strongbow. Taste that hits a little deeper.
Complete a double over them. Portsmouth's draw with Blackburn earlier means that Birmingham have stayed out of the relegation zone. They moved out of it on Tuesday with that win over Bolton. First time they've been out of it for 6 long, horrible months for Steve Bruce.
You saw Steve Bruce just having a little word with Mikel Forsell in the studio about some of the changes that Trevor thought that Steve or Paul might make. Just one of the fact that Chris Sutton hasn't played much football, how much really you get out of him in this second half in terms of his fitness levels. Forsell's not a bad substitute if you decide to go that way.
Forsell waiting in the wings. Steve Bruce had to decide whether to put Sutton or Forsell in from the start with Heskey. Went for Sutton. Cunningham in towards Heskey, and Phelan will gather. Wigan without a home win since Boxing Day. Here's Paul Sharner, once a target for Steve Bruce and Birmingham. Birmingham have Forsell likely to come on, and as Trevor said, Wigan have Henri Camara just back from Senegal. Teal, Bullard, and Cunningham's come across, and it's bobbled off Bullard. Sadler's throw. Teal. Sutton and Sharner will challenge. Damien Johnson for Emile Heskey. Jermaine Pennant had made himself available over on the other side, but Birmingham never really got close to giving it to him.
It's a bit unfortunate there. Young Sadler there might have just leapt into the challenge, which convinced the referee Howard Webb that he committed a foul, but it certainly looks as if he's won the ball.
Jimmy Bullard's free kick, helped on its way by Johnson, and Johansson! Breakthrough for Wigan early in the second half. It's a big blow for Birmingham. Johansson on target.
Well, if I'm Steve Bruce, I'd be absolutely gutted in the manner in which they've conceded this goal, because they are one of the biggest sides around Birmingham City, and they've just been outdone really by Johansson, who's what, 5'7", 5'8", and he's won a header round about the penalty spot. Now you've got to ask one or two questions of your defenders there about competing. A little bit fortunate in how the ball finds itself to Sharner at the far post. I think it was a deflection off Damien Johnson's head, but really, when that ball's come back in towards Johansson, it really needs to be dealt with a lot better than what Birmingham City do.
Well, they have conceded some poor goals this season. Pennant's cross though, Chris Sutton. Chimbonda and Damien Johnson would have been an unlikely scorer, doesn't get many.
It's a half chance, isn't it? He certainly contributed in the goal that we've just seen at the other end. There's his deflection from the ball in from Jimmy Bullard, and you know, Steve, he's a fella that prides himself over the years of being a very competitive defender. That's what he made his career out of. Competing, reading the game, dealing with situations. And what he's witnessing from his side, I have to say, over recent weeks, maybe not last week with the games against Bolton and Chelsea, but certainly what we've just seen there, and around about 3 or 4 weeks ago against the likes of Liverpool and Manchester United, is some awful defending.
Teberley, is it? Now Sutton. Sutton up against Dezeu. Kavanagh clears, in fact he does more than that. He's picked out Teal. Here's Chimbonda. Wigan after a quick second. Teal. Got past Johnson, but across comes Sadler.
Well, it's a big test of Birmingham City's character, because I think up to now they've played very well, and you could actually argue and say that they've been the better side. I didn't think Wigan would be as poor in the second period, and they've certainly got a great lift from the goal now. So take the game on, go forward, build on that lead. This Birmingham team need a reply.
Teal. Blocked by Sadler. Teal trying to get a corner, but it's only a throw. Teal. Wigan are buzzing now, but Chimbonda's offside.
Well, we can have another look at the free kick that we thought was a little bit debatable at the time, and that was the challenge from Sadler there on Bullard. And I think he gets the ball, and that really is a harsh decision, but you really need to then be very mindful of dealing either with the first ball or the second, and he didn't do either. There was a slight deflection, of course, off Damien Johnson's head. The ball finds itself going towards the far post then to Shauna, who I have to say has got an awful lot of room to head the ball back towards Johansson. He finishes it well, but I said at the time, I'll say again, I'm not convinced that in an area like that he should be getting time to plant the header into a top corner.
Sadler, and it's into the side netting from Emil Heskey. For a moment it looked like it would drop in. It's a corner.
Yeah, it's a good save. It's a big save, you know, because I think this is heading in. It's probably a hopeful ball, isn't the best balls into the box really, but Heskey just does well. He makes it his own. He gets across the defender. Fallon has to react very, very quickly. Crucial period this for Wigan, and certainly a crucial period for Birmingham.
Their fans are gathered at that end. Jermaine Pennant's corner. Here's Jason Roberts. Roberts frustrated. Sebeli has found Pennant. Now Yarashik. Birmingham's top scorer this season, trying to prise Wigan apart. The free kick that led to the goal was certainly harsh on Birmingham, but they were their own worst enemies once that free kick came in. Symptomatic really of the way it's gone for them this season.
They need to be a little bit careful here. It's as big a handball as you're ever going to see. I think Chris Sutton can find himself very fortunate. He hasn't got a yellow card there. Not sure he's reasoning behind trying to flick the ball with his hand. But I think Birmingham have to be careful because they're going to chase the game. It's understandable. They don't want to leave themselves too open that we can counter-attack and get a second goal and put the game beyond Steve Bruce's team. They've only got enough quality. We've seen that in the first half. Birmingham to create chances.
Johansson leaping again, as he was allowed to. All too easily for the goal. Considering the Swede is not the tallest. Zeu by McCulloch. Just caught for a moment there, Mike Taylor, and Jason Roberts showed a bit of interest. Birmingham are going to have to do something they've only managed 7 times on their travels in the Premiership this season. Score. Tebeli. Sutton not fooling Dezeu.
Well, every manager up and down the country will tell you the importance of that first goal. It's gone to Wigan. Very difficult to come from behind. A lot of stats about the importance of that first goal, and sides go on and win from positions like that.
Well, Birmingham have never won an away match in the Premiership in which they have conceded the first goal. Heskey. Yarashik. Is it? Sadler. Sharna's clearance cannoned off Sutton. Jason Roberts goes to ground, but nothing doing. Ooh. Kavanagh's going to latch onto this. Just rolled it too far ahead of Johansson.
He's getting a wee bit stretched at the moment. Birmingham, I thought they were nice and organised. The back four were certainly in tune with the midfield four in the first half. Now everybody's getting a little bit stretched. We're going to get a little bit more space, particularly Kavanagh and Bullard. You can see an awful lot of them as a force. The first 45 minutes, Izzet and Yarasik are very dominant. Steve Bruce has just changed his side a little bit at the moment.
Pennant has got away from Ziegler, and big chance for Yarasik, which he does not take.
Big chance, big chance. And he's the one player that you really would expect to finish that chance.
Tebele has impeded Roberts, and that might well be a yellow card.
It's a no-brainer, is it, for the referee? Certain occasions, and we've just seen one where players make it very easy for referees to produce yellow cards. You said in the first half Howard Webb isn't one for going for his top pocket too early in games. I think that's one of the reasons why he's an emerging referee, but on that occasion, Tebele gives him no alternative. Roberts is such a handful, he's powerful, he's competitive, it's very difficult to handle.
Here's Kavanagh. Johansson, tidy. McCulloch, Kavanagh, and Johansson's in again! Really?
Very clever, wasn't it? The way they just opened and fashioned a chance for Johansson. It's very tight in there, and somehow Kavanagh manages to find a ball through 3 or 4 bodies, and Johansson hasn't really got an awful lot of time to think about this, so he just prods it with his toe. Not too far away. So this game is getting incredibly stretched, and I think if Johansson hadn't scored the goal, you know, Ian, I think he might have been off. I think we may well have seen Camera. With his pace, the game's opened up.
Birmingham are going to bring on Mikael Forsell and David Dunn shortly. Double change.
I think Izzet's struggling a wee bit at the moment, just the pace of the game. Another player that's missed an awful lot of football. Just to see whether he's one of the players to make weight.
Sutton, just couldn't smuggle it through to Izzet. Johansson providing an outlet. Steve Bruce has seen enough. Dunn and Forsell about to join us. Kavanagh, Jason Roberts will chase, and Martin Taylor is the man on him. Roberts has been a thorn in the side of Birmingham and a few other teams this season. There's Kavanagh yet to score for Wigan. He found encouraging him to shoot. Teal inviting, and a shove from McCulloch on Tebele.
It's a simple one, isn't it? But once again, and not for the first time, Martin Taylor hasn't dealt with a ball that's gone over the top, and really Jason Roberts, such a handful, but a comfortable decision again for the referee to give.
Ball change. Muzzy Izzet is indeed going off. David Dunn coming on in his place. 2 players who've had their fair share of injury problems and a bit more besides. And Chris Sutton also going off on his return from injury today after missing the last 7 games. Mikael Forsell is on. David Dunn is on. Can they haul Birmingham back into this game?
Well, in keeping with the approach that Steve Bruce has gone for today, you know, they are attacking players. You can understand the changes. Either Izzet or Sutton have played an awful lot of football. The one thing that he probably doesn't want to do now is just risk them being on the field in another 10 or 15 minutes and pick up another injury. Bad substitutes to make an impact, and that's what really they need to do.
Esky will challenge, and the acrobatics coming from Kavanagh. Watch that at his age. David Dunn just on. Can he make an immediate impact? He has done before when he's come on this season. Yarasik found Sharna in his way. Johnson. Sadler. Heskey, Shana, high into the sky, but it's going to drop at the feet of Jermaine Pennant. David Dunn. Chimbonda will prove too forceful for him.
Good line there, Chimbonda. He didn't buy the dummy from Dunn on the edge of the box. And David Dunn's hoping that Chimbonda might just put out a leg and he may well just win a penalty, or maybe even just guide past the full-back and get a strike on goal. But good defending from Chimbonda, just stood up to him and in the end just takes the ball away to safety.
Well, there might be a free kick against Emil Heskey somehow. There's rugby going on there.
It's a strange challenge, isn't it, that by Emil Heskey. I'm not sure whether he slipped or what's happened there, but yeah, I think it's a slip. He's making sure that there's no way Shauna is going to get past him, though.
Roberts, Johansson lurking, and Cunningham couldn't hang around. What with Johansson right on top of him. Exchange with Mike Taylor.
It's a bit edgy on the defensively. In the first half, really, Wigan didn't create an awful lot, but when they did, particularly Roberts, ran amok at times, and I think second half Wigan have upped the ante a wee bit, certainly played a lot better.
Ziegler's corner, Shana flicked it on, and Lee McCulloch hooks it over.
You know, Shana does very, very well here at the near post. Isn't the best of corners for Ziegler, so it's important just to try and help it along its way. Unfortunately, McCulloch, it just skips up at the wrong time. He can't really get a connection first time, which probably is the only way you can really convert a chance like that, because there's so many bodies around you, and then that's a tough one to try and make anything of that chance. But it looked a lot better going forward, Wigan.
Quarter of the game remaining, tense times in the fight for Premiership survival. Portsmouth held by Blackburn earlier. Steve Bruce's Birmingham trailing to Wigan. And tomorrow lunchtime, Aston Villa against West Brom. Another monumental match down at the bottom. Chimbonda offside, Jason Roberts.
Yep, just ran too early. That's better defending though. That time the two centre-backs just decided to step up one rather than tracking the run of Roberts. Simple one, really. You'd have to work hard to catch Roberts offside.
Sadler. Dunn. That's clever from David Dunn. What can Jermaine Pennant offer? Not a lot. The former Arsenal player. Kept occupied by a man who's on loan from Spurs, Ziegler, but it's a corner.
Just look at it, didn't he, Pennant? Ziegler seemed to have won the ball back from him, but good tenacity.
Persistence from Pennant.
It's more than their persistence that Birmingham City need. They need some quality, either in open play or set pieces.
Jermaine Pennant's corner, and Olivier Tebelly's header is pushed away.
That does well here, Shana. I'm not sure whether the goalkeeper, Filan, would have saved this, you know. That's a terrific header from Tebelly. A real hunger and desire to get after that. That's certainly heading towards the bottom corner, maybe. The keeper might have got it.
Pennant tries again, and Emil Heskey this time clears the crossbar.
Paul Jewell is going absolutely ballistic below us, because he knows Birmingham City have just had two set pieces and his team haven't dealt with them. And on that occasion, Heskey isn't too far away with the head. He's just trying to guide this back towards the top corner, and he isn't far away from doing it. He doesn't really go for power, just for a bit of accuracy.
Birmingham go to Aston Villa next weekend, who, if they lose to West Brom tomorrow, could be looking nervously over their shoulders. Jason Roberts was waiting to receive. Jimmy Bullard with a snapshot, which cannoned off Taylor. Paddock on a collision course with Timberley. Ziegler, who came on for the injured Leighton Baines in the first half, will take the throw. Johansson, the goal scorer. McCulloch takes over. And Gary Teal on the volley.
I just wonder whether that would have gone in if it hadn't hit Matthew Sadler. Terrific ball from McCulloch, does very well really, just to scrape past Kenny Cunningham and just flights the ball towards the far post. Really Jason Roberts, and then finally Teal to hit. And again, very similar to Heskey, really just trying to guide the ball back towards the top corner.
Reto Ziegler's corner. He'll get the chance to do the same again as Cunningham knocks it behind.
Tell you what, Jason Roberts is brilliant against the goalkeeper here. It's a horrendous ball to deal with because he's got a lot of pace and swerve. Swirling wind out there as well, and Roberts is just making himself nuisance value in front of the keeper.
Ziegler. Could be awkward this for Birmingham. Taylor does come eventually. Oh, no, this was that. Taylor's kick out hasn't gone very far at all. Johansson stinging the palms of Taylor.
Good strike, wasn't it? A clean strike from Johansson. Around about 20 yards. Well, I think Mike Taylor is a relieved man there because it was his poor clearance that allowed Wigan a chance.
Heskey. And Birmingham showed the spirit they have showed in their past couple of games. Heskey has done well, and it's been forced in by David Dunn. Birmingham bite back, and they have a bit of hope, and they have a bit of belief, and it's David Dunn who's come off the bench to help them.
Well, we talked about the two subs being impact players, and I'm just wondering where Shimbonda is when this ball develops from Sadler to Heskey down this left-hand side, because what it meant was Shauna has to come out in the middle, so therefore Wigan are hoping that they can get bodies back and just support the likes of Dezea, who does brilliant, Heskey, really, to get the byline, and he fires a great cross, because what it does is it cuts out the goalkeeper, and then it's about whether any of those Birmingham players have got any ambition to get on the end of it, and David Dunn certainly has. Right back into the football match. And it's certainly well over the line, and much to the delight of Steve Bruce, and why not? He's had a tough time in recent weeks.
Jason Roberts, Cunningham, holding it up temporarily. Roberts for Camera for Bullard!
Well, no real surprise that Roberts is at the heart of this. And once again, great nuisance value. It really has been a handful for the two centre-backs to deal with right during the course of this football match. And again, it's a decent enough strike from Jimmy Bullard on the edge of the box. There's a couple of sightings that he's had during the course of this game. One in the first half, it just went over the bar, that time narrowly past the post.
Surely Birmingham fans watching back in the Midlands are biting a few nails now. David Dunn coming to the rescue after Steve Bruce made that double change, bringing on Dunham for Self.
I don't know whether Steve's got any nails left, I think, after the season that they've had. He really has found it tough going. To be fair to him, he's had an awful lot of injuries to contend to, and they've been to key players. And disrupt his side on a number of occasions, really. You haven't found a sort of rhythm, tempo that you're looking for when you're trying to string results to get you to climb up the table. But maybe they just see a little bit of light at the end of a very long and dark tunnel over recent weeks. Certainly shown a lot of character to get back into this match today, having 1-0 down.
Sadler. Yaraship. Got to go to Aston Villa, Everton and Bolton, and they have home games against Blackburn and Newcastle in the run-in. I'm sure all their fans have worked out how many points they and Portsmouth and West Brom are going to get. Sadler running onto this. Forsell. Kavanagh with a little shove. Taylor. Heskey. Forsell not giving it up yet. Kimbonda having a nibble.
Well, they really have pushed on, haven't they, Birmingham, since they scored that equaliser. The better side at the moment.
Sadler. Sharma. That's come off Jimmy Bullard. And Birmingham nicked 3 points. Just over 5 minutes of normal time remaining. Sadler's touch let him down somewhat.
Anywhere will do for Wigan at the moment. I think Paul will be very frustrated that his side really haven't got the grips with this game, but this is a penalty claim. It's not a convincing one. I'm a big believer in looking at players' reactions when you're looking at penalty situations. I don't think any player there, either Birmingham or Wigan, expected the referee to give a penalty.
Birmingham got a free kick, and Wigan have had a bit of a habit of conceding late goals here at the JJB this season, including in the last home game against West Ham.
Big chance. Alexa Taylor, Heskey, Tebley, Yarasic, all 6 foot plus.
Birmingham fans everywhere holding their breath. Pennant. Decent delivery, and Grant Kavanagh took it away from Tebley.
I tell you what, that's terrific defending from Kavanagh, because this is a good set piece. The delivery, but also the movement. As Tebley just spins away towards the far post, and Kavanagh makes sure that he tracks the run.
Never done. Damien Johnson. Cleared by Jimmy Bullard. Birmingham didn't really make the most of their corner. Last few seconds of the 90. Heskey, Forsell. Well, Sharma was sticking close to Forsell, and now Kavanagh launches one towards camera. Away by Cunningham. Tebley. It's going to be 3 minutes added on. Heskey and Forsell in the hunt. It's away by Chimbonda.
Just keeps coming back at Wigan at the moment.
Will Wigan fall to another late goal at the JJB? Birmingham are pressing. Dunn. Heskey came at him at force. Yaraship. Pennant. Taken off his toes by Ziegler. Bullard. Maybe Birmingham fancy scoring a late winner for a change here. Teal. Jason Roberts. Bullard now is going to set up Chimbonda. And Yarashik got himself in front of Lee McCulloch, but it's a corner.
You can feel that tension, can't you? Steve Bruce and Paul Jewell. Which really has ebbed and flowed this football match.
Bullard delivers, it's screened by Sadler. And Ziegler manages to give it back to Jimmy Bullard. He's got a better angle now, but that angle is snuffed out by Pennant. Handball though. And Pennant raging.
I'll tell you why he's frustrated, is because he feels he can't do anything about it. He's just gone to block. And like a lot of players do, you know, the arms are up. Certainly catches him on the arm, but it's not deliberate. He's just going to perhaps get a yellow card for his reaction. But Howard Webb blew his whistle. This is a big chance now. Can Bullard get the necessary quality in towards a penalty spot?
That'll be a no on that one.
Oh, that's a waste, and that'll frustrate Paul Gill. Really will. You know, last moments of a game, Bullard with his quality, you expect a better delivery. Chibonda certainly bought himself a little bit of time and room at the far post.
Well, half a minute or so left. A game that could have swung either way. It looks like ending all square. Seconds to go. Well, Birmingham do keep their revival going. Another point, and you never know how precious these single points might be. Wigan took the lead early in the second half through Andreas Johansson, but Birmingham aren't done for yet in the fight for survival. David Dunn came off the bench to scramble an equaliser. Birmingham are believing in themselves again, but there's so much more they have to do yet. Looks pretty certain that they will have to keep right on to the end of the road. It finishes at the JJB Stadium. Wigan 1, Birmingham 1.
David, are you happy with that point?
Not particularly. I think, you know, certainly in the game, as the game went on, I thought, you know, first 20 minutes we could have maybe, they were there for the taking, and it was there for any team to win. But fortunately, we went down to a bit of a sloppy goal, but managed to get it back in the end.
Super sub?
Yeah, but I mean, it's great to get on the score sheet, but more disappointed about not getting the other 2 points, really.
Paul, what's the assessment of that?
Well, we can't win a game, but we don't seem to be able to win a game at home at the moment. We look a little bit nervous through the game, really, at the back.
Once you'd got your noses in front, though, today, were you hoping then you were going to hang on in there?
I thought we would do, yeah. But I thought we might have even gone on more, you know, and got a second goal and maybe kill the game off. But we don't seem to be able to do that at the moment, so we're getting punished for it. Full credit to Birmingham, they're fighting for their lives, you know, and kept going right to the end. But we've got to do better than that at home if we're going to be a decent team in the Premier League next year.
Yeah, there's a relentless pace to this league. Is it beginning to catch up with your lads a little bit now?
It shouldn't be. Yeah, it shouldn't be, because there's no pressure on us as far as looking over our shoulders concerned. We might have to freshen things up next week, make 1 or 2 changes. 1 or 2 players did look a little bit jaded, but you know, we should have enough to win a game against a team that's struggling away from home. We haven't got that killer instinct.
So what do you say to the players now? How do you G them up again?
Well, I've said to them I'll talk to them Monday, basically, because I'm fed up of throwing games away. You know, we get our, as you said, nose in front. And we don't seem to know how to win a game at the moment. And at this level, if you don't know how to win games, you know, you'll get punished.
David Dunn made the comment that perhaps they were a team who were there to be beaten today, and you didn't take that opportunity.
Yeah, well, we were a bit disappointed with that, you know, and we thought that the opportunity was there, but you know, after going a goal down and 10, 12 minutes to go, wherever there was, you know, the opportunities. We had a couple of opportunities where we could have quite possibly nicked it.
But you're still out of the danger zone, just, and you're beginning to get harder to beat, aren't you?
Well, we've examined ourselves over the last couple of weeks. It's been you know, pretty basic stuff of what we've tried to get back to. But yes, that was the main thing that we had to do is get that mentality right again to be difficult to beat. And we were all about that in our first couple of years in the Premier League, and we have to get back to them basics.
Still confident it will be job done successfully?
Well, we're in there. I think a couple of weeks ago everybody was writing us off and there was doom and gloom all over the place. Now the supporters and everybody's is pushing in the right direction to make sure that we're going to give it one hell of a fight, that's for sure.
So 1-1 the final score at the JJB between Wigan and Birmingham. Next, over on Sky Sports 1, Warren Barton will be in the studio to cast his eye over the day's talking points. To join us, press the Sky button on your remote control after the break.
Whether it's fast or slow,
old or new.
We're looking for thrills.
We won't just put it through its paces, we'll push it to the limit.
Going backwards.
We'll race it, roll it. We'll even let celebrities crash it.
Rolled the flipping car.
On this car show, anything goes in anything that goes.
It's a testing centre like no other.
The brand new series, Vroom Vroom, starts Tuesday at 8, Sky 1.
Daydream, I dream of you amid the flowers. For a couple such a beautiful day.
It was only when I died that life got interesting. That's my brother Morton. That's me. And this is Live On. They do some amazing things with carbon. See, you can take 2 pounds of human ash, and if you sift, you sluice, and you rinse, time after time after time, then you know what? You can turn Mr. Butt Ugly into a girl's best friend. Nice, huh?
New lemon mint flavour. Another little slice of happiness from Walkers.
At Comet, we check thousands of prices every week. Like our lowest ever priced Hotpoint 1600 spin washer, now only £269. And this LG 42-inch plasma TV, under £1,000. Comet, we live electricals.
In the future, everyone will protect their eyes from sun damage just like they protect their skin. Clear indoors, Transitions lenses automatically adjust to changing light outdoors and block harmful UV rays and glare. So don't wait until tomorrow. The danger is here today, and so is the protection. Ask your optician about Transitions lenses. Transitions, healthier sight in every light.
When Norwich Union Direct quote you happy online, that's the way you stay happy. No matter what. Norwich Union Direct are the #1 online motor insurer, so visit quotemehappy.com and let us quote you happy.
Welcome to planet Earth. Please make yourself at home. Please make yourself at home.
Come to your senses. New Airwaves Active with Guarana.